What up, everybody? InstructaBeats back again with multiplying a 4-digit factor or bigger by a 2-digit factor using the standard algorithm. So this is our next video in our multiplication playlist. We hope you check out the rest of them. Let's look at the objective. Multiply a 4-digit or bigger factor by a 2-digit factor by using the standard algorithm. So again, this video is focused on the standard algorithm. If you would like to look at other ways to multiply, please check out our other instructional videos that we have on partial products or the open array method. So our steps for multiplying big numbers are the same for as before. We want to line the digits up and go right to left. When you have multiplied the ones place by all the digits on top, then you are going to cross out, add your 0, and erase. And then we want to do the next digit in the tens place, moving from right to left. So let's look at an example here. Again, we always talk about this word product when we talk about multiplication, right? The answer to a multiplication product of 9,865 and 76. So as always, I want to put the bigger number on top, or the one with the most digits, because that just kind of makes it easier. And I'm going to multiply by 76. I want to line my digits up. And then I want to go from right to left. So I start with the ones place in the bottom factor. 5 times 6 is 30, so I'm going to regroup that 3 and circle it. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 3 is 39, so I'm going to regroup my 3. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 3 would be 51, so I'm going to regroup that 5. 6 times 9 is 54, plus 5 would be 59. So that's my first digit in the ones place for my bottom factor. And so I multiplied all the digits up top by the digits in my ones place. So I'm going to cross out, add my 0, and erase anything that I carried. So now I want to move to my 7. So let me rewrite this to make it nice and neat. My 7 is in the tens place. So I know that 7 times 5 is really 70 times 5, which means I have to put my 0 right here to help me out, keep my place value straight. So 7 times 5 is 35. And again, this is sometimes where it can get confusing. Where do you regroup from? Because my 7's here. So do I regroup over my 8, or do I regroup next to my 5, which is 6? Regrouping has everything to do with the top factor. So if you just multiplied by the 5, then you're going to regroup next to it, which is the 6. And then I'm going to go right to left. So 7 times 6 is 42, plus 3 would be 45. Again, I'm going to regroup next to the 6 because that's what I just multiplied by. I like to circle it. That just helps me not forget that it's there. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4 would be 60. So again, I regroup next to the 8 because it's multiplied by that. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 6 would be 69. So now I have my two products, and I'm going to draw a wavy line and add them together. So 9 plus 5 is 14, regroup and circle it. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 5 is 7. 9 plus 0 is 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. So again, regroup. 1 plus 6 is 7, and your product would be 749,740. So the same steps, just more digits up in my top factor to continuing to do the same process. So let's look at the you try. After it, of course, if you're confident, you can stop, or if you need another example, right, you just don't have it yet, then you can keep watching for more practice. So go ahead and pause it and solve 5,348 times 22. So hopefully you just paused it. So I'm going to go ahead and solve it. And I want to line first I'll put my bigger factor up top, and I'm going to line my digits up here to make it easier for me. And I'm going to start with my bottom factor, my ones place, the ones place in my bottom factor, and go right to left. So 2 times 8 is 16. Regroup the 1, carry it, or regroup it. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 would be 9. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 5 is 10. Of course, this really isn't 10, right? It would be 10,000. And if you want to review that conceptually, you can go back and watch some of the first couple videos where we talked about that. But now I've multiplied all the digits up top in my top factor by the digits in my ones place. So I'm going to cross out, add my 0, and erase everything that I carried, because I'm going to start a whole new problem right now. So now I have my tens place, which is a 2, which is really a 20. Put my 0 here to help me keep my place value straight. 2 times 8 is 16. Regroup the 1 next to the 8. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 would be 9. Oops, sorry, I should draw my arrow to keep it straight. 2 times 3 is 6, which is really 20 times 300. That's why it's 6,000. That's why my 6 is in thousands place. And then 2 times 5 is 10. And now I just add my partial products, or my products together. And so 9 plus 5 is 15. Carry my 1 and circle it. Really, this is a 100, right? Just to kind of review what we talked about when we talked about conceptually adding. This is 100 plus 600 plus 900, which would be 1,500. So we put our 500 here. We regroup our 1 over the thousands place. 1,000 plus 6,000 is 7,000, which makes sense because I have my 7 in my thousands place down here. I have a 1, and then I don't have anything here, so if you needed to, you could put a 0, and I have my 1 in my 10,000s. So, or sorry, my 100,000s. So my product is 117,556. If you got that right, you feel very confident, go ahead and stop and work on whatever your teacher has for you to work on. If you need another example problem, keep watching because we'll do one right now. So here I have 2,348 times 41 equals S. Remember, S is just a variable. It could be any number. We're trying to figure out what S is. So pause it and try to solve it. Hopefully you just paused it and try to solve it. So we have 2,348 times 41 right here. Okay, and so my first digit, my bottom factor is 1 place is where I start, right? And I go right to left. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 300 really is 300, right? If we keep throwing that in there. And then I have 1 times 2,000, which would really be 2,000, which is why my 2 is in the thousands place. I multiplied all the digits up top by the digits in my ones place, so I cross out, add my 0, and erase. But I don't have anything to erase, so I'm going to keep going with my 4 in my tens place. So 4 times 8 is 32. Carry my 3 and circle it. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. Remember, you always multiply, then add. Regroup my 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1 and circle it. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 would be 9. I add my products together, and I have 12. Carry the 1 and circle it. 1,000 plus 2,000 is 3,000, plus 3 is 6,000, nothing to regroup, and so I have my 90,000 there. So my product should be 96,268. As always, you can check us out at InstructaBeats Official on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at InstructaBeats. We hope you'll check out our standard algorithm song to help kind of remind you or kind of help you remember the steps for standard algorithm. And then as always, if you want to see why it works, not just what you're doing, but why, you can check out our other videos on partial products and the open array method. InstructaBeats out!